Hello, it's Mark from Embedded Pro, and I'm going to show you today how to use the virtual COM feature in the MCU-LINK-PRO debug probe from NXP. I often want to pick up text strings from my project, printed into a UART port, and display the strings inside a terminal, either inside MCU-Espresso IDE or in an emulator such as Teraterm. As an example, this multi-peripherals test example from the LPC-Espresso 55S16 SDK prints a message when the program starts. On a development board, you'll usually get a virtual COM port implemented in the onboard debugger. It'll be connected to a dedicated UART on the microcontroller, but when you're using your own target hardware, you won't have access to that onboard debugger nor the virtual COM port that it implements. Instead, MCU-LINK-PRO can connect directly to the 3.3 volt UART receive and transmit lines from your microcontroller and present this as a USB COM port on your host computer. To do this, we need to connect to the MCU-Link digital I/O connector on J19. Pins 8 and 9 are target transmit, it's the purple wire, and target receive, the grey wire, and we can then hook these up onto the digital signals on our target board. Checking the schematic for the LPC 5516 EVK that I'm using as my target, we have JP3 and JP12 that configure this functionality. So we need JP12 to be removed and the grey wire fitted to JP3 pin 1 and the purple wire connected onto JP3 pin 2. And lastly, I have the MCU-LINK-PRO connected to the debug port on my LPC55S16 EVK using the 10-way serial wire debug ribbon cable. I'm now in MCU-Espresso IDE version 11.4.1, and I have the multi-peripherals test project from the LPC-Espresso 55S16 SDK open in a debug session. Now, I switch to the terminal view and open a virtual COM port. This is a serial terminal, and Windows has installed the virtual COM port provided by the MCU-LINK-PRO as COM19. It will be different on your PC. OK. And the terminal is open, waiting for text strings. I can now resume the debug session with hotkey F8 and pick up the welcome message in the terminal window. Here it is. I really like this feature. It means that I don't need a separate USB COM adapter, such as this one, taking up another USB port when I debug my code. In the next video, I'll show another cool feature of the MCU-LINK-PRO debug probe, and that's the energy measurement feature. Don't forget to share and like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.